Maya had been going to the same coffee shop for 3 months, always ordering the same thing, a large black coffee and a blueberry muffin. She liked the routine. It was predictable, safe, and nobody bothered her there. She could sit in her corner, table, work on her laptop, and pretend the dark circles under her eyes were just from staying up late watching movies instead of lying awake staring at the ceiling. That Tuesday morning started like any other. Maya walked in, nodded at the barista who already knew her order, and headed to her usual spot. But someone was sitting there. A young woman with bright, curious eyes and an oversized sweater that looked like it could wrap around two people. The woman was sitting unusually close to the table next to her, where an older man was reading a newspaper. "Excuse me," the woman said to the man, her voice gentle but concerned. "You look tired. Are you getting enough sleep? Sleep is so important for humans." The man looked up, startled. "I'm sorry. Do I know you?" "Oh no, but I can tell when someone needs rest. It's like a feeling I get. You should try chamomile tea before bed, and maybe get a weighted blanket. Humans sleep better when they feel secure." Maya watched this strange interaction while waiting for her table. The man seemed confused, but not annoyed. There was something about the woman's tone that was so genuinely caring that it was hard to be upset with her. The woman noticed Maya standing nearby and immediately turned her attention to her. "Oh, you can have this table. I was just making sure he was okay." She gathered her things, which included what looked like a small notebook filled with handwritten notes. "Thanks," Maya said, settling into her chair. She couldn't help but glance at the notebook as the woman packed it away. From what she could see, it was filled with sketches and lists, something about optimal comfort positions and sleep improvement techniques. The woman didn't leave right away. Instead, she hovered near Maya's table, studying her face with the same concerned expression she'd given the older man. "You're not sleeping well either, are you?" the woman asked. Maya looked up from her laptop, surprised. "What makes you say that?" "Your eyes. They have that look, like you've been trying so hard to sleep but your mind won't let you. It's more common than people think. Modern life makes it really difficult for humans to get proper rest." There was something about the way she said humans that struck Maya as odd, but she was too tired to think about it deeply. "Yeah, well, insomnia is pretty normal these days." The woman's face fell as if Maya had just told her something heartbreaking. "Oh no, that's terrible. How long has it been going on?" Maya hesitated. She rarely talked about her sleep problems with anyone, not even her closest friends. But this stranger seemed so genuinely concerned that the words just came out. "About 6 months now, ever since I moved to this city for work. I guess I'm just not used to living alone." "Living alone," the woman repeated, nodding as if this explained everything. "That's the problem right there. Humans aren't meant to sleep alone. Throughout history, people slept in groups, families, tribes, communities. It was for safety and warmth and comfort. Now everyone has their own bedroom, their own space, and wonder why they can't rest properly." Maya found herself actually interested in this conversation. "That's an interesting way to think about it. I study these things," the woman said, pulling out a chair and sitting down without being invited. "Well, not officially, but I've read a lot about sleep patterns and human comfort needs. The isolation in modern society is causing so many problems that people don't even realize." She opened her notebook and showed Maya a page filled with neat handwriting and small drawings. "See? I keep track of different techniques that help people sleep better. Some people need white noise, others need complete silence, some need heavy blankets, others need light ones. But almost everyone sleeps better when they feel safe and comforted." Maya studied the notes. They were incredibly detailed, almost scientific. There were diagrams showing different sleeping positions, lists of herbal teas and their effects, and what looked like a schedule with different names and times. "This is really thorough," Maya said. "Are you a sleep specialist or something?" The woman laughed, but it sounded a little sad. "No, nothing like that. I can feel when people aren't resting properly. It bothers me, like physically bothers me. And I've found that I'm pretty good at helping people find what they need to sleep peacefully." How do you help them? Different ways. Sometimes it's just talking through what might be keeping them awake. Sometimes it's suggesting changes to their environment. And sometimes, she paused, looking a bit shy. Sometimes people just need to know they're not alone, that someone cares whether they're resting or not. Maya felt something shift in her chest. When was the last time someone had asked if she was sleeping well? When was the last time anyone had noticed the exhaustion she carried around like a heavy coat? That's really kind of you, Maya said softly. The woman smiled and her whole face lit up. I just think everyone deserves to feel peaceful at night. Sleep should be a time of comfort and safety, not worry and loneliness. She reached into her bag and pulled out a small piece of paper, writing something down quickly. Here, she said, sliding it across the table. This is my number. If you ever want to talk about sleep techniques or just if you need someone to check that you're okay. Maya looked at the paper. Below the phone number, the woman had written her name. Luna, for better sleep and comfort. Luna, Maya said. That's a pretty name. It seemed fitting, Luna said with a smile. The moon watches over people while they sleep. Maya pocketed the number, not really planning to use it but not wanting to hurt Luna's feelings. Thank you, I'm Maya, by the way. Maya, Luna repeated, as if she were memorizing it. That's a beautiful name. It means illusion in some cultures, but I prefer the meaning love in Nepali. Before Maya could respond, Luna was gathering her things again. I should let you get back to your work, but Maya, please don't struggle alone with the sleep thing. There are ways to help it, and you deserve to rest properly. As Luna walked away, Maya found herself staring at the piece of paper. There was something about their conversation that stayed with her throughout the day. Luna's genuine concern, her detailed notes, the way she talked about sleep as if it were sacred. It was unusual, but not in a bad way. That night, lying in bed staring at the ceiling again, Maya found herself thinking about what Luna had said, about humans not being meant to sleep alone, about everyone deserving peaceful rest. She pulled out her phone and looked at Luna's number. Maybe, just maybe, it wouldn't hurt to text her, just to see what kind of sleep advice she might have. Maya had tried everything else. Meditation apps, sleeping pills, new mattresses, blackout curtains. What was one more suggestion? She started typing. Hi Luna, this is Maya from the coffee shop, still having trouble sleeping. Any suggestions? The response came back almost immediately. Maya, I'm so glad you texted. Yes, I have lots of ideas. But first, can you tell me what your bedtime routine looks like? And how does your bedroom feel to you? Safe and comfortable or cold and empty? Maya found herself typing back, describing her sterile bedroom, her anxiety about the new city, her restless thoughts that kept her awake until dawn. Luna responded with thoughtful questions and gentle suggestions. Before Maya knew it, they had been texting for over an hour. Thank you, Maya finally wrote. This is the most hopeful I've felt about sleep in months. Everyone deserves good rest, Luna replied. Sweet dreams, Maya. Text me anytime you need to talk about it. For the first time in weeks, Maya felt herself actually getting drowsy. Maybe Luna was onto something with her theories about comfort and care. Maybe good sleep really did start with knowing someone cared whether you rested well or not. 3 weeks had passed since Maya first met Luna at the coffee shop. Their text conversations had become a nightly routine. Luna would ask about Maya's day, suggest different herbal teas, and share interesting facts about sleep science. She knew more about sleep than anyone Maya had ever met, yet she never made it sound complicated or medical. But Maya was still barely sleeping. If anything, her insomnia had gotten worse. She would lie in bed thinking about Luna's advice, trying different breathing techniques and room arrangements, but nothing worked. Her mind would race with work stress, worry about bills, and the general anxiety of living alone in a big city where she knew almost nobody. On a particularly bad Thursday night, Maya found herself crying from exhaustion. She had been awake for almost 36 hours straight, and she felt like she was losing her mind. Her hands shook as she picked up her phone and typed a desperate message to Luna. I can't do this anymore. I haven't slept in 2 days. I feel like I'm going crazy. Nothing is working. Luna's response came within minutes. Maya, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Can I come over? I have some techniques that work better in person. Maya stared at the message. Inviting someone she barely knew to her apartment at midnight seemed like a terrible idea. But she was so desperate, so exhausted that she couldn't think clearly anymore. Are you sure it's really late? I don't mind, I'm usually awake at night anyway. I can be there in 20 minutes if you send me your address. Against every safety rule she'd learned growing up, Maya sent Luna her address. She spent the next 20 minutes pacing around her small apartment, wondering if she was making a huge mistake. What if Luna was dangerous? What if this was some kind of scam? But when she thought about Luna's gentle voice at the coffee shop and her caring messages over the past weeks, Maya felt calmer. When Luna knocked softly on the door, Maya looked through the peephole and saw her standing in the hallway with a large canvas bag. She was wearing the same oversized sweater from the coffee shop and had a peaceful expression on her face. Thank you for letting me come, Luna said as Maya opened the door. I brought some things that might help. Maya watched as Luna unpacked her bag on the living room table. There were several small containers of what looked like homemade herbal tea blends, each labeled with neat handwriting. A soft cream-colored blanket that looked incredibly cozy, a small speaker for playing gentle sounds, and several notebooks filled with more of those detailed diagrams and notes. Wow, Maya said. You really came prepared. Luna smiled. I've learned that different people need different kinds of comfort. Can you show me your bedroom? I'd like to see what we're working with. Maya led Luna to her small bedroom, suddenly embarrassed by how bare and unwelcoming it looked. The walls were white and empty. Her bed had plain sheets and one thin pillow. There were no curtains, just cheap blinds that let in light from the street lamp outside. Luna walked around the room slowly, like she was studying it. It's very clean, she said diplomatically. But it doesn't feel like a place where someone lives, it feels more like a hotel room. I just moved here a few months ago, Maya said defensively. I haven't had time to decorate. It's not about decorating, Luna said gently. It's about making the space feel safe and comfortable. Right now, this room doesn't tell your brain that it's time to rest. It tells your brain that you're in an unfamiliar place where you need to stay alert. Luna opened one of her notebooks and showed Maya a page titled, Creating Sleep Sanctuary. There were drawings of bedrooms with soft lighting, comfortable textures, and what she called comfort anchors, familiar objects that made a person feel secure. The first thing we need to do is make this room feel more like home, Luna said. She pulled the soft blanket from her bag and spread it across Maya's bed. The difference was immediate. The bed suddenly looked inviting instead of cold. How does that feel? Luna asked. Maya sat on the edge of the bed and ran her hand over the blanket. It was incredibly soft, like touching a cloud. It feels nice, really nice. Good. Now tell me about your typical bedtime routine. Maya felt embarrassed again. I don't really have one. I just brush my teeth and get into bed. Then I lie there thinking about everything I have to do tomorrow. Luna nodded like she had expected this answer. That's actually the problem. Your brain doesn't know when it's supposed to start getting ready for sleep. We need to create signals that tell your body and mind that it's time to wind down. She prepared one of her herbal tea blends in Maya's kitchen, mixing dried flowers and leaves while explaining what each ingredient was supposed to do. Chamomile for calming, lavender for relaxation, lemon balm for reducing anxiety. I grow most of these myself. While the tea steeped, Luna set up her small speaker and played the gentlest sounds Maya had ever heard, something that sounded like soft rain mixed with distant ocean waves. The combination of the warm tea, the peaceful sounds, and Luna's calm presence was already making Maya feel more relaxed than she had in weeks. Now, Luna said, the most important part. You need to feel safe and comforted while you sleep. That's where most people in the city struggle. They're surrounded by noise and strangers and uncertainty. Their bodies never fully relax. So what do I do about that? Luna hesitated for a moment. like she was trying to decide how to explain something complicated. Well, throughout human history, people didn't sleep alone. Families slept together, communities looked out for each other. When you sleep alone, especially somewhere new, part of your brain stays awake listening for danger. Maya nodded. This made sense to her. She had always been a light sleeper, jumping awake at every small noise. Some people use weighted blankets to simulate the feeling of being held, Luna continued. Others get pets for companionship, but sometimes what people really need is just to know that someone cares about their well-being. Luna sat on the edge of Maya's bed, still maintaining a respectful distance. Would you like me to stay until you fall asleep, just so you don't feel alone? I could sit in the chair and read or something. Maya felt tears welling up in her eyes. When was the last time someone had offered to simply keep her company? When was the last time someone had cared this much about whether she was okay? You would do that? Of course. Everyone deserves to feel safe when they sleep. Maya changed into her pajamas in the bathroom and climbed into bed with the soft blanket Luna had brought. Luna dimmed the lights and sat in the chair beside the bed with one of her notebooks. What are you writing? Maya asked. Just observations about what seems to help different people, Luna said. Like how you responded to the softer textures and the white noise. Everyone has different comfort needs. As Maya lay there listening to Luna's gentle breathing and the soft sounds from the speaker, she felt something she hadn't experienced in months. Actual drowsiness. Her muscles began to relax. Her racing thoughts slowed down. Luna? She whispered. Yes? Thank you. This is the first time I've felt sleepy in weeks. You're welcome. Just focus on breathing and feeling safe. I'm right here. For the first time, since moving to the city, Maya fell into deep, peaceful sleep. She didn't wake up once during the night, didn't toss and turn, didn't lie there worrying about tomorrow. When she woke up 8 hours later, Luna was gone, but there was a note on the nightstand. Good morning, Maya. You slept so peacefully. The blanket is yours to keep. Everyone needs something soft to hold on to. Sweet dreams tonight, too. Luna Maya sat up in bed, holding the note and feeling more rested than she had in months. Whatever Luna had done, however she had helped, it had worked. Maya felt like a new person. After that first night of real sleep, Maya felt like she had discovered something magical. She went to work the next day actually feeling human again. Her coworkers noticed the difference immediately. You look different, her colleague Lisa said, during their lunch break. More awake. Did you finally find a solution for your insomnia? Maya wasn't sure how to explain Luna without sounding strange. I met someone who knows a lot about sleep. She gave me some really helpful advice. What Maya didn't mention was that Luna had texted her that morning. How did you sleep? I hope you feel better today. Maya had replied, Best sleep I've had in months, thank you so much, I feel like a completely different person. I'm so happy to hear that. Same time tonight? Maya hesitated before answering. Part of her felt like she should try to sleep on her own now that she knew what worked. But another part of her, the part that remembered how safe and peaceful she'd felt with Luna there, desperately wanted to say yes. If you don't mind, Maya typed back. I don't want to be a burden. You're not a burden at all. Helping people sleep well is what I do. I'll see you at 10. That night, Luna arrived at exactly 10 o'clock with the same canvas bag and a peaceful smile. This time, Maya felt more comfortable having her there. Luna prepared a different herbal tea blend, this one with ingredients she said would help with deeper sleep cycles. She had also brought a small essential oil diffuser that filled the room with the gentlest lavender scent. You seem less anxious tonight, Luna observed as she set up the white noise machine. I am. Knowing that I can actually sleep makes everything feel more manageable. Luna smiled as she settled into the chair beside Maya's bed. That's exactly how it should be. Sleep is the foundation for everything else in life. When you're rested, you can handle whatever comes your way. As the days turned into weeks, this became their routine. Luna would arrive at 10, prepare tea, and set up her comfort items, then sit quietly while Maya drifted off to sleep. Sometimes they would chat softly about Maya's day, or Luna's interesting theories about rest and comfort. Other times, Luna would simply read while Maya fell asleep to the sound of her gentle presence. Maya began to look forward to these evenings more than anything else in her day. Luna never seemed rushed or like she had somewhere else to be. She gave Maya her complete attention, asking thoughtful questions and really listening to the answers. "Where do you work?" Maya asked one evening as Luna arranged the soft pillows she had started bringing. "I don't have a regular job," Luna said. "I do different things. Help people when they need it. I've never been good at the traditional world. How do you afford to live? This city is so expensive." Luna paused in her pillow arranging. "I live very simply. I don't need much. And the work I do, it's more important to me than making lots of money." Maya was curious about this, but Luna always seemed to deflect personal questions about herself. She was endlessly interested in Maya's comfort and well-being, but shared very little about her own life. One night, Maya woke up around 3 in the morning and saw that Luna was still there, sitting in the chair, reading by the light of a small lamp she had brought. "Luna," Maya whispered, "are you okay? You don't have to stay all night." Luna looked up from her book. "I'm fine. I don't sleep much anyway. I like making sure people are resting peacefully." "Don't you have your own bed to go to?" "I do, but I sleep better knowing that you're sleeping well. It's hard to explain." Maya propped herself up on her elbow. "Try to explain it. I want to understand." Luna closed her book and looked thoughtful. "You know how some people are naturally good at fixing things or cooking or solving problems? I seem to be naturally good at helping people feel comfortable and safe. When I know someone is struggling to rest, it bothers me. Like physically bothers me. I can't relax until I know they're okay." "That sounds exhausting for you." "It's not exhausting when it works. When I can help someone sleep peacefully, it makes me feel purposeful, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing." Maya had never met anyone like Luna. Her dedication to other people's comfort seemed to come from somewhere deep inside her, like it was just part of who she was. As the weeks passed, Maya's entire life improved. With regular, restful sleep, she performed better at work, felt less anxious, and even started making friends with her neighbors. She bought plants for her apartment, hung some artwork, and made her space feel more like home. All suggestions Luna had gently made. But Maya also became increasingly curious about Luna's life outside of their evening routine. Luna seemed to know an unusual amount about sleep disorders, comfort techniques, and what she called human rest needs. She spoke about these topics like she had studied them extensively, yet she claimed to have no formal training. "Have you always known this much about sleep?" Maya asked one evening as Luna prepared her nightly tea. "I've been interested in it for a long time. I started reading about it when I realized I had this ability to sense when people weren't resting properly." "What do you mean, sense it?" Luna handed Maya the warm cup and sat down in her usual chair. "It's hard to describe. When I'm around someone who isn't sleeping well, I can feel their tiredness like it's my own. I can tell how long it's been since they've had real rest, what's keeping them awake, sometimes even what might help them." "That's incredible. Have you ever thought about becoming a professional sleep counselor or something?" Luna shook her head. "The formal medical world doesn't really understand the emotional side of sleep. They focus on pills and machines and studies. But most sleep problems aren't really medical. They're about feeling safe and comforted and cared for." Maya sipped her tea, thinking about this. "So you help people the way you help me?" "I help different people in different ways. Everyone needs something different. How many people do you help?" Luna hesitated before answering. "A few. Not too many, but enough to keep me busy." There was something in Luna's tone that made Maya think there was more to this story, but she didn't want to push. Luna had given her so much. The gift of peaceful sleep, the comfort of knowing someone cared about her well-being, the security of not being alone during her most vulnerable hours. One evening, as Maya was drifting off to sleep, she heard Luna talking quietly on her phone in the living room. "Hi, it's Luna. I wanted to check how you slept last night." "That's wonderful. Did the lavender oil help?" "I'm so glad. I'll see you tomorrow evening, okay? Sweet dreams tonight." Maya felt a strange pang in her chest. She had assumed she was Luna's only client, but clearly that wasn't the case. Luna was helping other people sleep too. Part of Maya felt jealous. She had grown so attached to Luna's presence that the thought of sharing her felt uncomfortable. But another part of Maya felt proud. If Luna could help other people feel as rested and peaceful as Maya now felt, then maybe Luna was doing something truly important. Maybe there were other people lying awake in the city right now, desperate for the kind of comfort and care that Luna provided. As Maya drifted off to sleep that night, listening to Luna's gentle movements in the next room, she realized that she had become completely dependent on this routine. Luna had become as essential to her nights as her pillow and blanket. The thought of sleeping without her there seemed impossible now, but Maya also realized that she still knew very little about Luna herself, who she really was, how she had learned to do what she did, and why she seemed so dedicated to helping strangers sleep peacefully. Tomorrow, Maya decided she would ask more questions. She wanted to understand the person who had changed her life so completely. Maya's curiosity about Luna had been growing for weeks. The phone call she had overheard that night kept replaying in her mind. Luna was clearly helping other people besides her, but how many? And why was Luna so secretive about her personal life? It started with small questions during their evening routine. Luna, do you have family in the city? Or, what did you do before you started helping people with sleep? But Luna always gave vague answers and quickly changed the subject back to Maya's comfort and well-being. The turning point came on a Friday evening when Luna texted that she would be 30 minutes late. Something came up with another friend who needed help. I'll be there as soon as I can. Maya found herself staring at that message. Another friend? Luna had never mentioned having other friends. In fact, Luna seemed to have no social life outside of helping Maya sleep. She never talked about weekend plans, going out to dinner or doing normal things that people in their 20s usually did. When Luna finally arrived that night, she seemed more tired than usual. Her usual peaceful energy felt a bit strained. Everything okay? Maya asked as Luna unpacked her comfort supplies. Yes, just a long day, Luna said, but she avoided eye contact. Someone was having a particularly difficult time sleeping, and it took longer than expected to help them feel settled. What do you mean by help them feel settled? Luna paused in arranging the pillows. Just making sure they had what they needed to rest peacefully. The same things I do for you. But Maya sensed there was more to it. Over the next few days, she started paying closer attention to Luna's schedule. Luna always arrived at exactly 10 o'clock, but she never seemed rushed, or like she was coming from home. Sometimes she smelled faintly of different herbal teas than the ones she made for Maya. Once, Maya noticed what looked like someone else's hair on Luna's sweater. Maya felt guilty for being suspicious, but she couldn't shake the feeling that Luna was hiding something important. Not something bad necessarily, but something significant about who she really was and what she was doing. The opportunity to learn more came 2 weeks later when Luna texted that she needed to cancel their evening session. I'm so sorry, but there's an emergency with someone who really needs help tonight. Can we skip tonight and resume tomorrow? Maya stared at her phone, feeling a mix of disappointment and curiosity. She had become so dependent on Luna's presence that the thought of sleeping alone felt almost impossible now. But she was also intensely curious about this emergency. Against her better judgment, Maya decided to follow Luna. She had seen Luna's car, an old blue sedan, parked outside her building many times. If she was quick, maybe she could see where Luna was going. Maya threw on a jacket and hurried downstairs. She spotted Luna's car just as it was pulling away from the curb. Feeling like a character in a spy movie, Maya hailed a taxi and asked the driver to follow the blue car at a distance. Luna drove across the city to a neighborhood Maya didn't recognize. The taxi followed as Luna parked outside a small apartment building and went inside carrying her familiar canvas bag. Maya paid the taxi driver and waited on the street corner, feeling foolish but unable to stop herself. About an hour later, Luna emerged from the building and drove to another location about 10 minutes away. A house with a small front garden. This pattern continued throughout the night. Luna would spend an hour or two at each location, then move on to the next. Maya managed to follow her to 4 different places before exhaustion forced her to go home. The next evening, Luna arrived at Maya's apartment at the usual time, looking tired but maintaining her usual gentle demeanor. "How did you sleep last night?" Luna asked as she prepared Maya's tea. Maya hesitated. She felt guilty about following Luna, but she needed to know the truth. "Luna, I need to ask you something, and I want you to be honest with me." Luna looked up from the tea preparation, her expression becoming cautious. "What is it?" "Last night, when you said you had an emergency, I followed you. I saw you going to different places around the city. What's really going on?" Luna's face went pale. She set down the teacup and sat heavily in the chair beside Maya's bed. For a long moment, she didn't say anything. "You followed me?" Luna finally asked, her voice quiet. "I'm sorry. I know it was wrong, but I've been so curious about your life, and you never tell me anything about yourself. I saw you go to at least 4 different places last night." Luna put her head in her hands. "I was hoping I wouldn't have to explain this." "Explain what?" "Luna, what's going on? Are you in some kind of trouble?" Luna looked up and Maya was surprised to see tears in her eyes. "I'm not in trouble, but I haven't been completely honest with you about what I do." Maya sat up straighter in bed. "What do you mean?" "When I told you that I help a few people with their sleep, it's more than a few. I help a lot of people. Those places you saw me go last night, those are all people who can't sleep without help." Maya felt a strange mix of emotions. Relief that Luna wasn't in danger, but also confusion and something that felt like jealousy. "How many people?" Luna sighed deeply. "Right now? About 12 regular clients, plus a few others who call when they're having particularly bad nights." 12? Maya couldn't hide the shock in her voice. "Luna, how do you even manage that?" "I have a schedule. Different people need help on different nights. Some only need me once or twice a week. Others, like you, need help every night." Maya felt her stomach sink. "So I'm just one of 12 people?" "No," Luna said quickly. "It's not like that. Each person is different. Each person has different needs, different comfort requirements. You're not just one of 12. You're Maya, who needs the lavender tea and soft textures and gentle sounds. You're the person who sleeps best when someone is reading quietly nearby. But you're doing this same thing for 11 other people?" Luna nodded slowly. "Similar things, but tailored to what each person needs. Some people need different approaches." Maya tried to process this information. "Luna, this sounds like a business. Are these people paying you?" "Some offer to pay, but I don't ask for money. I do this because these people need help, and I'm good at providing it." "But how do you live? How do you pay rent and buy food?" Luna looked uncomfortable. "I live very simply. I have a small apartment that doesn't cost much. I grow my own herbs for the teas. I don't need much money." Maya was quiet for a moment, trying to understand. "Luna, what you're describing sounds incredible, but also impossible. How can you help 12 people sleep every night? When do you sleep?" "I don't need as much sleep as most people. A few hours here and there is enough for me." "That's not normal, Luna. Most people need 7 or 8 hours of sleep." Luna looked away. "I know it's not normal. I've never been normal." Maya felt like she was finally getting to the heart of something important. "What do you mean?" "I mean that I've always been different. Even as a child, I could sense when people were tired or stressed or couldn't rest. It bothered me when others couldn't sleep peacefully. I started learning how to help when I was very young." "Where did you learn? Who taught you?" Luna was quiet for a long time. When she finally spoke, her voice was very soft. "I grew up in a place where taking care of others was considered the most important thing you could do. Everyone there believed that helping people feel safe and comfortable was a sacred responsibility." "What kind of place?" "A community. A group of people who lived together and took care of each other. But it didn't last. When I was 18, everyone scattered to different places. I came here and realized that people in cities are so lonely and exhausted. I started helping one person, then another, and it just grew from there." Maya stared at Luna, trying to piece together this new information. So you've been doing this for years? About 5 years now. You're not the first person to discover that I help others, but you're the first person to follow me to find out. Maya felt a strange mix of admiration and concern. Luna, what you're doing is amazing. But aren't you exhausted? Don't you want a normal life? Luna smiled sadly. This is my normal life. This is what makes me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. Maya realized that everything she thought she knew about Luna had been only part of the story. The woman, sitting beside her bed, wasn't just a kind person who had helped her sleep. She was someone who had dedicated her entire life to providing comfort to strangers. It was beautiful and concerning at the same time. Maya spent the weekend thinking about everything Luna had told her. Part of her felt betrayed. She had thought their connection was special, unique. Learning that Luna had 11 other people she cared for made Maya feel less important somehow. But another part of her was amazed by what Luna was doing. 12 people in the city were sleeping peacefully because of Luna's dedication. 12 people who had been struggling with insomnia, anxiety, and loneliness now had someone who cared about their well-being. When Luna arrived Monday evening, Maya was ready to talk. "I've been thinking about what you told me," Maya said as Luna unpacked her usual supplies. Luna looked nervous. "And? I want to understand better. Can you tell me about the other people you help? Not their personal details, but just what they need." Luna seemed surprised by this question. She had probably expected Maya to be angry or to ask her to leave. Instead, she sat down and considered the question carefully. "Well, there's an older man named Robert who lives alone since his wife passed away. He hasn't slept well in 2 years. He needs someone to sit with him and remind him that he's not completely alone in the world." Maya felt her heart soften. "That's so sad. There's a young mother named Celia who has terrible anxiety after having her baby. Her husband works night shifts, so she's alone with the baby all evening. She needs someone to help her feel calm and safe while the baby sleeps. And the others?" Luna continued describing her clients. A college student stressed about exams, a war veteran with nightmares, an elderly woman whose grown children lived far away, a man who worked 2 jobs and couldn't turn off his worried thoughts at night. As Luna talked, Maya realized that each person had a completely different story and different needs. Luna wasn't just doing the same thing for everyone. She was providing exactly what each person needed to feel secure enough to rest. "How do you keep track of everyone? How do you remember what each person needs?" Luna pulled out her notebook, the same one Maya had seen at the coffee shop months ago. She flipped through pages of detailed notes about sleep schedules, comfort preferences, and what Luna called comfort protocols for each person. Robert needs chamomile tea and classical music. Celia needs complete silence and someone to check on the baby if he cries. David needs weighted blankets and meditation techniques. Everyone is different. Maya looked through the notebook, amazed by the detailed care Luna put into helping each person. There were charts tracking sleep patterns, notes about what worked and what didn't, and even little drawings showing optimal room arrangements for different people. "Luna, this is incredible. You're like a sleep specialist, but more personal." "I just pay attention to what people need," Luna said simply. "Have you ever thought about making this official? Like starting a real business to help people sleep?" Luna shook her head. "The moment I make it about money or business, it changes. These people don't need a service provider. They need someone who genuinely cares about whether they're okay." Maya understood this, but she was also worried about Luna. "But how long can you keep this up? You're helping 12 people regularly, plus emergencies. When do you take care of yourself?" "I am taking care of myself. This work makes me feel fulfilled. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing." Over the next few weeks, Maya found herself asking more questions about Luna's other clients. Not because she was jealous anymore, but because she was genuinely interested in Luna's mission. The college student, Alex, he slept for 8 straight hours last night, Luna reported one evening. First time in months. His anxiety about graduation is finally starting to calm down. And Celia? Much better. Her husband got moved to day shifts so she doesn't need me as often anymore. She's learned techniques to manage her anxiety on her own. Maya realized that Luna's goal wasn't to make people dependent on her forever. She was teaching them how to feel safe and comfortable so they could eventually sleep peacefully without help. Is that what you're doing with me too? Teaching me to sleep without you? Luna looked thoughtful. Eventually, yes, but everyone moves at their own pace. Some people learn quickly, others need support for longer. How will I know when I'm ready? You'll know. One night you'll realize that you feel safe and comfortable even without me there. That's when you'll be ready to try sleeping on your own again. A month later, Maya had a revelation. She was lying in bed waiting for Luna to arrive when she realized that she actually felt calm and drowsy. The room felt like home now, with the soft blankets Luna had given her, the essential oil diffuser, and the peaceful atmosphere they had created together. When Luna arrived, Maya said something that surprised them both. "I think I might be okay, sleeping alone tonight." Luna smiled, and it was the proudest, happiest smile Maya had ever seen. "Are you sure?" "I think so. I feel safe here now. And sleepy. Really sleepy." Luna packed up her supplies but left the essential oil diffuser running. "I'm so proud of you, Maya. This is exactly what we've been working toward. Will you still check on me sometimes?" "Of course, and you can always call if you need help. But I think you're going to do just fine on your own." That night, Maya slept peacefully without Luna there. She woke up feeling rested and proud of herself. She had learned to create her own comfort, her own sense of safety. But Maya also realized something else. She wanted to help Luna with her mission. Over the months, Luna had given her so much care and support. Now Maya wanted to give something back. She started by helping Luna organize her notes and schedules. Then she began growing herbs in her apartment window to help with Luna's tea blends. Eventually, Maya started accompanying Luna to help with some of her clients, not as a replacement, but as an assistant. "Thank you," Luna said one evening as they finished helping Robert settle in for the night. "I've been doing this alone for so long. It's nice to have someone who understands." Maya smiled. "Everyone deserves to feel safe when they sleep. You taught me that." Maya learned that Luna helped people beyond just her regular 12 clients. Sometimes strangers would approach her at coffee shops or parks, drawn by the same peaceful energy that had first attracted Maya. Luna never turned anyone away if they genuinely needed help sleeping. "How do you do it all?" Maya asked one day. "I don't think of it as doing it all," Luna replied. "I think of it as doing what needs to be done. There are so many people in this city who go to bed every night feeling alone and anxious. If I can help even a few of them feel peaceful and safe, then I'm making the world a little bit better." Maya realized that Luna had taught her something much more important than how to sleep. She had taught her about caring for others, about the importance of human connection, and about finding purpose in helping people feel safe and valued. Now, when Maya went to sleep each night in her comfortable, peaceful bedroom, she thought about all the other people across the city who were also sleeping peacefully because Luna cared about their well-being. And sometimes Maya was part of that care too. It wasn't the relationship Maya had expected when she first met Luna at the coffee shop, but it was something much more meaningful, a shared mission to help people feel less alone in the world. And every peaceful night's sleep they helped create was proof that simple human kindness could change lives.